So welcome back everybody, Mike here. I am so far behind on wood cutting this year, I got to get caught up. Normally this time of year back at the yard I've got at least 8 full cord cut, split, stacked, and drying. This year I've got maybe 3 cords. I'm not sure what happened. I do know the winter's been very rough. It's been really cold, and normally I like cutting wood when it's cold out, but when I say cold I mean like 20 degrees. We had a lot of days it was windy, 0, 5 degrees, just very nasty weather. Had a bunch of snow, and then it would warm up for a little bit, just enough to melt everything off, turn muddy, and then it'd get cold all over again. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's the 1st of February now, and I know we have a little ways to go for winter, but just staying light later each day, you start to get that little bounce in your step coming out of hibernation. You're ready to rip into things. So it won't be long now, maybe another 5-6 weeks, and it'll be pretty nice. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I can to get caught up on the firewooding. And today I'm back in this area, the new property that we bought that joined ours. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch that video right here. So anyway, this area here I was talking about in another video about what I was going to do with this piece of ground here. It's beautiful, it's flat. It's all wooded, but like I mentioned in this video, about 95% of the property that we have is all woods now. So I do want to open a little bit more of it up in a few places, for a food plot for the deer, and just I always thought it'd be nice to have a nice meadow back in the woods. So in that video I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I think I finally made up my mind. I read through all the comments, and people made some pretty good points. Initially I was thinking clear like 2-3 acres. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think maybe an acre, maybe even a little bit less. So I'm going to start cutting in that area today. I'll leave the stumps all kind of high so I can dig them out later. But right now I'm just getting firewood. Get a little closer to spring, it'll be on back here. I'll be get all this cleared up, what I want to do, put a nice food plot in. So this is that area I'm talking about. There's no real huge trees here. I mean, there's some decent sized ones, but it's nice and flat. And I was considering, clearing this whole thing, maybe 150, 200 yards that way and all down here. But instead, I'll show you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clear maybe 3/4 of an acre, something like that, in this area here. And out over towards that little knoll, right on the other side of that knoll, there's a real nice bedding area for the deer. But this would be a great spot for a food plot in here. And then leave all that real level ground alone. Just leave it trees over in that way.
burn, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next string, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. Brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life, you'll never find its match. So you live to be a million.
This wood that I'm cutting today is red oak, and it takes forever to dry. I could split this tomorrow, stack it up nice and neat, and it will not be ready for next fall, but that's okay. So this wood here will be for like the fall of 2019. It's down the road a bit, but as I go across this little ridge here and I clear this, I get into some cherries and maple, and if I get that, you know, cut, split, stacked within the next month or two, it'll be ready to go for fall. It dries much, much faster than the red oak. But anyway, if you enjoy these videos, please click subscribe, hit the like button, share them with your friends. Thanks.